Here we have Shashank going to his favorite study spot to study for the physics final, Siegel Hall. Frustrated at his lack of success at opening the door, he asks his very handsome and stronger friend William to open the door.
Alright, wait a second, what's this? Oh.
If this world were mine.
Alright, so today we're measuring doors and torques. So we have this measuring tape to find the radius of the door. And we also have this force sensor using Auto Pro to figure out how much force we need to open it. So yeah, today we have our first door, the Crow 201 door for the lecture hall. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
Starting with our first measurements. Yeah, we're looking at centimeters here. 91 centimeters.
Cool. Awesome.
91 centimeters
For the radius. So here in the spreadsheet, I'm gonna punch it in.
Wait, hold on. I just realized. We're actually not gonna measure the full door here because we don't pull. We're actually pulling at the handle.
Right.
So it's hinged to handle. Leftmost, and we're going center of the mass of the handle because that's just easier to deal with. That's 86.0 centimeters right there.
Yep. Alright, so here we have the sensor.
We're just making sure that it's zeroed before we do any actual measurements. So here we are clicking the zero.
That, and then here we should see it's being zero. Boom,
There
there we
we
go.
go.
Zero,
Awesome.
all good. Alright, now to connect this through a string system to the handle.
Yeah, here's what the string system looks like. It's two
Carabiners,
clips.
yep.
Yep. Clip one end, and then we're actually gonna do a loop-de-loop here.
Yeah.
So
And we'll assume an ideal string for our model. And then we have the force giving us a readout.
okay,
Let's do this.
I'm gonna
Just straight.
slowly pull, and that's when
it.
I noticed to start. You know, it's opening. But that's what we're measuring.
So now
Okay, yeah.
we're ready to collect some data on this.
And now it's starting to open.
Alright, collecting
Right
data. Yep.
Okay, great.
So, to interpret this, the area that is highest, that Shashank noticed the door opening, is going to be our threshold force, in this case around 40-ish newtons.
A few moments later.
Alright, so 3 trials later we got these figures, and they're around the same, roughly, around 40 to 30 newtons. So, we're going to go ahead and record that here in our data table. And that's it for this door.
On to the next one.
On to the next.
Yeah, our next door up is gonna be the physics main hall
lecture
entrance.
hall, yep.
I always notice when I'm trying to enter in here, bro, these doors are fighting back. So I wanted
They're
to
hard to open, I'm not going to lie.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we're gonna see how it looks on the force sensor.
Alright, ready?
All right, first measurement. Let's go.
Here we go. Okay, it's opening.
Okay, yeah, that's a whole 62 newtons right there.
All right, here we're at La Pata, the
Where you
engineering.
get your sushi at. This is where I wake up at 8:30 in the morning to go speak Spanish.
Exactly.
I always notice these doors are super easy to open, so I'm hoping my hypothesis is correct and that this requires less force than the other doors we measured. So let's test that.
Yeah,
okay?
so we have the radius here. It's 91 centimeters, a bit wider than the other doors, but we're gonna find out.
Okay, there we go.
All right, 36. All right, now we're at the wonderful, amazing Couples 2 Arts and Science building. My advisor lives and breathes here. I come here often for my advising appointments and for my physics recitation. It's a pretty cool place, so we're gonna measure this door. In my experience, it's kind of hard to open, not too bad. It's one of those older doors that are like pretty wooden. See, it's kind of rusty, it's a little bit old, a little bit antiquated.
Feel it. It's got to make sure it's lined up. Are we looking at the thingy-mabob?
Yep, it's, oh, not zeroed yet. Zero.
Okay, there we go. Now
Awesome.
we can start pulling. Let's go. Started opening. How much was it?
Let's say 40.48, just like in that middle area range. All right, here we are at the amazing, wonderful, lovely corner 17 door. This is the door that a lot of people open to get their lunch fix. For me, that's either a boba or a chocolate chip cookie. So this door here is automatic, so we're not going to use this because as you see, if it opens all the way with assisted electricity. But this door here on the right is good. If we pull on a little bit, you'll see that it goes back in because it's not automatic. So that one's great. What's up, Frank?
Hello.
See, I did a video.
Hey.
So we have the whole squad, the trio, and we're gonna now measure these torques.
We got 86 centimeters.
So we have zero to sensor, we're good to go. So attaching it, center mass, and we're pulling it. All right, what does that say, Frank?
41.43, write that down.
All right, guys, here we are at the actual Olin Library. So if you're not here to get corner 17 or eat, you're just here to study, lock in, sleep in the basement pods, then here we are.
Measuring once again, guys. And we can see that it's like basically in the middle. I think that's 87.4 right there. Okay, that was like 34.01.
Okay,
All right, nice.
34.81. I'm Stock Hall, biology lab building, life science building. These doors.
Good. Good? Alright. Would be 72.5, yeah. 72.5 centimeters. That's where our applying our force.
Perfect, okay.
So we're opening, Frank, what's that?
47.70.
All right, so kind of diving deeper into model this door. So some doors have like a little thing where it closes the door slowly when it like is in the opposite direction. This one does not have that, and here's why that's important that you have it, because otherwise it'll just make a lot of noise and possibly damage the door. Right, here we are at Graham Chapel. Very beautiful, but it has gigantic doors. So we're expecting that this will have a really, really huge torque needed to open it.
These are old wooden doors. This one's gonna hurt. This is a huge door, bro. This is 94.3 centimeters for a radius.
60, wow.
The 62.08 is the maximum detection of this force sensor.
It's only a 50 Newton.
So
threshold.
this door is too heavy for us to open.
All right, aside from this amazing, totally not an eyesore construction, we are here at the beautiful Ryan Hall for chemistry. But as you can see, we have these big doors here that lead into the lecture hall. We're not measuring these because these are not as cool as the ones inside here. These doors are what's up.
86.1 centimeters.
Okay. Okay. 46.
Looking at the data here, we can see that we have all the torques lined up for all of the doors except for Graham Chapel because it was way too heavy for us to measure with the force sensors. So what we have done to find the angular acceleration is we first had to ask many people at Sam Fox Architecture, WashU Admin, and McKelvey Engineering, some of those people being Timothy Vetter, J.D. Long II, Carmen Colangelo, Aaron Bobick, Philip Bailey, Jeff Morrissey, Michael Altepeter, and Brian Newman. Shout out to them. We asked them for the dimensions of the doors and the plausible materials that were used for their construction. Then after that, we calculated the volume of these doors and then used the density of those plausible materials to find the mass of these said doors. We also have a key showing which doors are made out of composition-wise.
We're modeling the doors as a plank rotating around a hinge, so the inertia here is 1/3 mr squared. And we already have the torque from when we measured the forces and radius upward we were pulling from, so we can now find the angular accelerations of the doors. Looking at the data, we can see that Lapotted Hall opens the fastest, and this makes sense because it has the lowest inertia value, so it's easier to move. Conversely, it seems like the main Olin door opens the slowest, and this makes sense because it has the highest inertia value of all doors.
So, how can we apply this data to create better doors on campus? Well, for starters, we think that we should use less denser material so it's not so hard to open these doors sometimes. We also think that another good idea is to reduce the thickness of certain doors. That way we can reduce the overall volume and subsequently the mass. And when we reduce the mass of an object, we reduce its moment of inertia. And so that makes the door easier to open.